Imagine yourself a few months from now. The sun's not beating down on your face, but you've got snow, and it's piercing your eyeballs. But you're with your favorite being in the whole wide world, your dog, who's strapped to your waist. You've got skis strapped to your feet. You're sitting in a squatting position just trying to stand up. This is the sport of skijoring. According to the College Foundation at North Carolina, this sport originates from Scandinavia and comes from a word that means ski driving. This is a sport enjoyed by people of all ages and skill levels and all abilities, and combines the love of dogs, the outdoors, and exercise. Howard Frumkin, from the article Beyond Toxicity, Human Health and the Natural World in the American Journal of Preventive Medicine, studied 6,000 people, both dog owners and non-dog owners. He found that of the people that he studied, the dog owners had lower blood pressure, lower triglycerides, and lower cholesterol. And this, he found, was not due to social standing, diet, or exercise. Now imagine combining something that's good for your heart, like exercise, as well as time spent with your dog. To start off, you need to know the equipment and you need to know the commands. First of all is the equipment. I like to start off with a nice insulating layer of wool. So I use wool socks and wool long johns. This is merino wool, so it's very comfortable. It's thin, lightweight, easy to use. Both of these ski pants are nylon mixes, and they work as a windbreaker, but they also are quite breathable, so you're not sweating too much. As for the layer from the top up, I like to use an actual windbreaker, like a rain jacket. This one does have ventilation in it so that I don't get too warm. Gloves. These are made specifically for skiing, and they're great for skijoring because you do get to have a little bit more dexterity versus mittens. This has been my go-to hat. It's a Carhartt hat. You can also get Thinsulate. The thing that's great about it is that it does have a face mask built into it, so if you do get too warm, you can pull it down or you can pull it back up. The thing about getting the ones that are separate neck warmer for your face is that sometimes they slip down and they're not very comfortable. I always, always, always bring a headlamp because you don't know what you're going to run into out there. The Getting Started website on the Alaska Skijoring website does talk to you about equipment, specifically the skijoring equipment that you need. This right here is the belt for the person. This goes around your waist. These loops go through your legs, and this right here gets attached to the quick release. Not everyone uses a quick release, but those people are not prepared. I have actually run into a moose on the trail before and was able to quick release the dog who just ran down the trail instead of pulling me to the moose. This right here is a bungee line, and it's called the gang line. It does stretch, and this accommodates for the dog when they start to pull you. You don't want them to kind of jerk you forward because it can hurt you, but it can also hurt the dog. This is the tug line, and it's nice and tight and straight. It's a nylon as well. This is a harness for the dog. Most people have seen this. This is specifically for skijoring versus the mushing harness that's kind of an X back on it. The short part always goes up top. The long part accommodates their barrel chest, and this goes around their neck. So you know about the equipment, you know what you need to wear and what you need to use for skijoring, but how do you teach your dog? What commands do they need to learn? The proper command for go is hike, and this is said loudly, but usually they'll do that, or they'll try to do that before you ever give them the command. The other command, the opposite of that, is whoa, and that means stop. And then easy is kind of the halfway between that point. So if you're taking a turn and you want them to kind of slow down a little bit. That trick is something that not every dog is able to pick up. As for directions, paw is left and G is right. I remember this by saying to myself, there's a G in the word right, and the word or the command G has the letter G in it. with all this information in mind, you can participate in the sport yourself. I hope with this information you will consider trying this sport. I think it's a wonderful sport. If you go and attend races, you'll see that people of all ages and abilities do this sport. There are recreational races, there's competitive races. It's not a very well-known sport either, so it's great to be a part of kind of a small and tight-knit community. For me, when I'm out there, the thing that I love the most is the synchronicity, being able to watch the dog and kind of understand their cues and their commands and what's going on in their brain and what's going on in your own brain. Give it a try. You may be a convert.